Il webinar comincerà tra qualche minuto. We will start in a few minutes. Just the time to get everybody in, and then we start. Stay with us. It is 6:03. We wait a couple of minutes, and then we will start.
Paolo, la slide di ieri.
Oops.
Portiamola là.
This is the one of today. Sorry. You can see the program and the agenda of today. We are going to have an introduction from the Italian Council of Nice, and then the very important presentation of the Italian university system made by Giovanna Deon. And then the program of tonight will be 4 universities: Luis of Rome, ULM of Milan, the University of Milan, and the University of Florence. So a full webinar today. We have students that are attending the 4 webinars, or students that are just welcoming today. So you are all welcome, and I think the time is now it's time to start. So I leave the floor to Caterina Gioiella, our Italian General Consul of Nice, for the welcome.
Good evening. Good evening et bien trouvé à tout le monde.
The floor is yours.
Ah, ecco. Thank you, Dr. Codazzi. Good evening, everybody. Bien trouvé à tout le monde. I'm particularly honored to introduce the webinar of this evening, the third one of this important conference that for the third edition is gathering the most prestigious universities in Italy. First of all, I wish to thank the organizers, CAP in Paris, and the Italian Embassy, and all my colleagues of the Italian network, consular network in France, that is supporting this initiative. The reason for all this support is that we are all convinced of the efficiency of the Italian university system. We are all very proud of it because the Italian university system is among the excellency in the promotion of the Italian culture in general. So a warm welcome to all the students. I know that there have been a high number of registrations for the 4 evenings, and welcome to the representatives of the Italian universities that are going to participate, to speak, and that are participating this evening. Let me send also a special greeting to Aprodesi and to its president, Paola Di Domenico. Aprodesi is the association of the parents of the students at the Italian section of the International Center in Valbonne, whose students have traditionally high rate of success, and I hope to visit personally the center to meet the students, of course, as soon as this pandemic situation will allow us to go back to a normal life, hopefully soon. As well known, the Italian universities are among the oldest ones in the world, and their training system is so solid as their longevity. But the Italian universities are also known for their particularly for the openness and to be particularly internationally oriented, for offering a system open to welcome students from all over the world, to be increasingly integrated into a European training and cultural system. To the students who I'm sure will receive also this evening the answers to their questions about the functioning of the Italian university system, I want to say I realize that they are called to make a choice that is the most important one for a young person, that is the choice of the university, that represents the first step towards their professional future. So it's a choice that must be taken with the utmost consciousness. You have already made a choice in an international choice when you decided to join the Italian section or the international sections in the secondary school. So I think that continuing this parcours international with the university studies in Italy would be the natural development of your initial choice. So to conclude, I'm sure that these webinars are giving the students the right instruments for the best choice, and I'm sure also the best choice is an Italian university. So merci à tout le monde et une bonne continuation de soirée.
Thank you very, very much, General Counsel, for your kind words. This is really a great kickoff of the evening and the webinar. Really, thank you very much. A couple of technical reminders for all the students. You can ask immediately and all along the webinar your questions in the chat. And the universities and Giovanna Deon will answer during the webinar, even if the universities are speaking. Ask your questions and they will answer you in chat immediately after your the presentation. Then please make sure your microphones are on mute, and also for the speakers to improve the quality of the presentation, just those speaking are allowed to keep the camera on. The other can please switch off and you will be on at your time. With this, thank you again, General Counsel, for your words, and I give the floor to Giovanna Deon to introduce the Italian university system. Giovanna, floor is yours.
Merci. Donc, je vais partager mon écran. Voilà. Voilà. Bon. Vous voyez? Non.
No, Giovanna, non si vede ancora.
Voilà, donc justement aujourd'hui, on n'a pas fait voilà. Bon, ça, vous voyez? Oui.
Si sta arrivando.
Bon. Alors, ça va mieux?
Attendez.
Voilà, bon, donc excusez-moi, hein, mais on a essayé les autres soirées. Aujourd'hui, on n'a pas essayé. Et bon. Bon, alors bonsoir à tous. Moi, je fais vraiment une introduction très, très rapide et je m'excuse avec ceux qui ont déjà écouté parce que c'est la troisième soirée qu'on répète. Bon, évidemment, c'est pour permettre un peu à tous d'avoir ces informations qui sont vraiment des informations très, très générales. Je vous dis parce qu'après, vous écoutez les universités, elles vous donnent toutes les informations plus précises. Moi, j'ai tenu compte un petit peu pour cette présentation de ce qui existe dans le système français et ce qui existe dans le système italien, juste pour vous introduire un petit peu dans les systèmes italiens. Donc, on commence avec quelques mots clés qui peut être intéressants parce que, par exemple, université a en italien deux mots qui correspondent, università, semblable, et ateneo. Donc, c'est déjà un mot qui peut-être vous sonne un peu étrange, mais qui existe et qui est très utilisé pour indiquer vraiment l'édifice, l'établissement. À l'intérieur des établissements, il y a les facoltà, ça correspond à faculté en français, donc la section d'université dans laquelle on enseigne un seul domaine d'expertise, faculté de lettres, de sciences, etc. Et après, l'organisation, vous voyez, c'est comme en Italie, 3+2, pardon, c'est comme en France, 3+2, mais les nominations sont différentes, surtout si vous allez à la recherche dans les sites en italien des universités, vous trouvez corso di laurea triennale pour le premier niveau, la triennale, on l'appelle, ça correspond à la licence, les 3 premières années. Et après, il y a il corso di laurea magistrale, on l'appelle normalement la magistrale, et c'est le deuxième niveau des formations universitaires, c'est ce que vous en France appelez master. Et donc là, appeler master, c'est vrai que c'est un mot international, vous verrez même dans les présentations en anglais, hein, on parle de master, mais justement en Italie, en italien, on dit laurea magistrale. Master dans le système universitaire italien veut dire autre chose, on verra après. Et la durée, c'est l'anno accademico, normalement abrégé en AA majuscule, hein, ça indique l'année universitaire. Les conditions d'accès, donc il faut avoir un diplôme d'études secondaires obtenu après un minimum de 12 ans de scolarisation. Et donc, si vous avez un baccalauréat, il faut généralement un baccalauréat délivré par un lycée français, institution française, donc même section internationale. Généralement, je dis généralement parce qu'il peut y avoir des différences, mais généralement, on demande la déclaration de valeur qui est délivrée par les consulats. Si par contre, vous avez les diplômes des Esabac, c'est comme si vous aviez un diplôme italien, donc vous n'avez pas besoin de déclaration de valeur. Pour ce qui concerne la structure, je vous ai déjà dit, il y a les 2 cycles. Naturellement, après, il y a même le doctorat. Hein. Vous verrez, même peut-être on vous l'a dit là, mais bon, le doctorat, ça ne vous intéresse pas tellement en ce moment. Ce qui vous intéresse, c'est le premier cycle, donc le diplôme di laurea, la licence, et le deuxième cycle, donc la laurea magistrale, les masters. Il y a quand même en italien il y a des parcours à cycle unique. Hein, vous verrez, par exemple, on vous le dira, hein, ça veut dire que vous ne pouvez pas diviser en 2. Médecine, odontoiatrie, vétérinaire, 6 ans d'études, tout un parcours unique. Pharmacie, droit, jurisprudence, vous verrez après, architecture, sciences de la formation primaire, 5 ans, tout un cours. Donc, ça amène directement à la laurea magistrale. Hein? Donc, percorsi a ciclo unico, en italien on dit. Hein? Faites attention, comme je vous disais, au mot master, parce que si vous vous rendez sur les sites des universités, disons à la voie master, vous trouvez pas vraiment la laurea magistrale, comme je vous ai déjà dit, mais un cours de spécialisation d'un an. Hein? Master di primo livello, premier niveau, dopo la laurea di primo livello, dopo la laurea triennale, e master di secondo livello, master de deuxième niveau, dopo la laurea magistrale. Donc, vraiment, les noms, ça n'a rien à voir avec la laurea magistrale dans le système italien, hein, je dis. Les modalités d'accès, ça c'est intéressant, c'est peut-être la chose qui vous intéresse le plus. Moi, je sais qu'en France, vous avez Parcoursup, une plateforme, vous préparez votre dossier, vous appliquez. Bon, en Italie, c'est un peu différent. Vous verrez que les universités vous diront après, hein, mais moi, je vous anticipe qu'il y a des cours à accès libre, sans condition. Donc, vous finissez, vous obtenez votre bac et vous vous inscrivez après, sans condition, vous accédez normalement, je ne sais pas, corso di laurea filosofia par exemple, ou lettres, hein, généralement c'est libre. Après, il y a les cours accès limité, réglés par les universités. Normalement, je dis, ils sont en septembre et on s'inscrit en juillet, mais il y a même des universités qui anticipent. Faites attention parce que là, ils vont vous dire hein, s'ils anticipent les tests. Et après, il y a les cours avec admission nationale, examen national, ça c'est très important à savoir. Et là, vous avez par exemple médecine, là c'est un exemple, hein, vous pouvez l'avoir, mais là, je vous conseille vraiment de vous rendre sur les sites du ministère italien. Là, c'est une seule date sur n'importe quelle université, tous les territoires nationaux, et donc les mêmes questions. Et donc, vraiment, il faut faire vraiment attention à ce qui est écrit dans le bando. Hein? Les universités vous diront après l'importance de bando. Là, c'est un mot important à retenir parce que ça indique vraiment le règlement soit sur les sites du ministère pour les examens nationaux, pour le cours à examen à admission nationale, ou bien soit les bandes des universités pour les cours à accès limité. Il y a d'autres admissions par examen national, par exemple, architecture, profession dite sanitaire, formation primaire. Mais ça, c'est un peu différent à partir de cette année, de 2020. On a changé un petit peu et pratiquement le ministère établit la date et la structuration, mais après, ce sont les universités qui choisissent comment l'organiser. Et donc, c'est sur les sites des universités directement que vous trouvez les règlements, les bandes, d'accord? Par exemple, pour devenir, je ne sais pas, kinésithérapeute, je sais qu'il y en a qui veulent essayer. Bon, voilà, là, il y a un band dans l'université où vous voulez soutenir l'examen, même si c'est un examen national, parce que c'est la même date sur tous les territoires nationaux. Il y a des opportunités, on a dit déjà hier, mais les universités vous diront, les doubles cursus, c'est-à-dire les diplômes binationaux qui sont délivrés par 2 universités à la fois. Là, sur les sites de l'Institut français, vous trouvez toute la liste, mais justement pour ce qui concerne Italie et France, les doubles cursus, c'est-à-dire entre une université italienne et une université française. Tandis qu'il y a d'autres doubles diplômes entre Italie et Amérique, Angleterre, je ne sais pas, d'autres pays naturellement. Bon, là, donc, c'est toujours les sites des universités qui peuvent vous aider pour les doubles cursus. Il y a un choix vraiment très large, comme on vous a déjà dit. Là, on a certaines universités qui se présentent, mais naturellement, il y en a beaucoup d'autres. Sur les sites du ministère, MIUR, vous trouvez toutes les informations, mais surtout sur les sites de Universitarie. C'est toujours une plateforme du ministère, mais dédiée explicitement aux étudiants étrangers, en italien, en anglais, et vraiment là, même pour s'inscrire, les règles d'inscription et tout, vous trouvez tout ce qu'il vous faut. Encore, bon, je vous remercie naturellement et je vous dis qu'auprès du bureau scolaire de votre consulat, il y a naturellement d'autres informations si vous souhaitez. Et donc, n'hésitez pas et venez nous voir, écrivez-nous parce qu'on vous répond. On vous répond et naturellement, surtout si vous avez des questions spécifiques et dont vous souhaitez la réponse. Merci beaucoup de votre attention et bonne soirée.
Merci Giovanna, grazie, thank you very much. Vraiment très, très utile. Les étudiants, students, do not hesitate, ask your questions on the chat, also about the Italian system. Giovanna will be connected all the time during the webinar to answer to your questions, and it's important to have this structure. Now we turn to the universities, the 4 of tonight. And we start with Luis Roma. So I give the floor immediately to Maria Palma Petruolo. The floor is yours, Maria Palma. Your microphone is on mute, Maria Palma. We can see.
All right.
Great.
Perfect. Okay. So first of all, thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you to the students for participating and taking some time to talk to us and meet us. My name is Maria. I work at Lewis University in the International Orientation Office. So my job is specifically to talk to students and understand whether we can be a good fit for each other. Tonight, I'm just going to give you a very quick overview of our university and the academic programs of the next academic year, of course. So just a few words about who we are. We are a private university based obviously in Italy. We are in Rome and we're specialized in social sciences. The university has a very long history and connection with Confindustria, which you might be familiar with. It's the largest association of Italian companies and enterprises. So we were, towards the late 70s, we were created by Confindustria, and hence we have a pretty good relationship with the corporate world, and this connection is very much there also today. I don't know how much you guys are familiar with the rankings and accreditation and certification, but if you're not, here is my first tip for you tonight. Please start reading about it. It's actually quite important to understand where a university is positioned in terms of national and international rankings, because this does give you several opportunities afterwards. In terms of our ranking and positioning, we rank first among private universities according to Il Sole 24 Ore, which is the main national ranking. Our Department of Political Science ranks in the top 100 on the QS ranking, which is the main international ranking. The Department of Business and Management ranks in the top 100 on the Financial Times, and we have several accreditations, but here I just decided to put EQUIS because again, is one of the main ones. It's very, very tough to get, so I think it's quite useful that you guys start, becoming familiar with it. As mentioned before, the university is specialized in social sciences. So we have 4 departments: the Department of Economics and Finance, Business and Management, Political Science, and Law. We are a middle-sized university, as we have about 9,000 students, and we like it and we do want to keep it that way. This allows us to provide students with a kind of a feeling of a community. So we know you very often when you start your bachelor degree with us. We also know your families, your parents get to know us and have always someone, to talk to when they're afraid that they cannot find you. And this also helps you to have very close relationship, not only with the staff, of course, but also with the faculty. So the student-professor ratio is 7:1, which means that you really, really have access pretty much, whenever you want to any of your professors. Being a middle-sized university helps us also help you. And so we have developed throughout the years a very structured tutoring service. We have both university tutors that help you, understand how the university works over here, how you can book exams, which ones you can book, how to organize your study plan if needed. And then we also have academic tutors, which are usually professor assistants. So they are specialized on specific subjects. And if you, come across a subject that is particularly tough, and obviously it always happens with students, usually it's mathematics. So you have, the support of our tutors that can actually help you overcome the obstacle. And I guess this is why our abandonment rate is 0%. So no students are left behind. When I, talk to students, used to meet them in person, now through Zoom, but it still works. One of the main questions that I'm asked is, yeah, but, what's your value? Like, why should I come there? Why Lewis? It is a quite tough question to answer. But I personally believe that the university bases upon 2 very big columns. One is represented by the international breadth that the university has. You can see it in terms of, the nationalities represented on campus, but also the faculty is very international, but mostly through the agreements that we have with other universities worldwide. We have around 290 agreements with universities in 57 countries, which basically means that pretty much wherever you want to go, we can help you get there. In addition, we also have a lot of double degrees that allow you to spend, a year abroad and earn 2 degrees at the same time. The other very big column that I think represents the university is the relationship that we have with the corporate world. We mentioned it briefly before. We obviously have a career services office that helps you, get your first internship, and afterwards also supports you in finding your job. On average, our students get their first job within 2 months from graduation, and 90% of our alumni are fully employed within a year. And of course, it's something that we are quite proud of. Last but not least, these two columns are in a way bridged by our alumni. Right now, we have about 40,000 all around the world. I mentioned very briefly before that we are private. So I think that when you decide, if you want to go to a public university or a private university, what you will get mostly from a private one are the services. So in terms of services, we provide basically everything, anything that you can think about. And if we don't have it, we'll try to make it possible for you. So of course you do not need visa, but we help students with that when needed. One of the main concerns that students have, especially international students and mostly their parents, is, where is my kid gonna stay? So we have several housing options for students. One of them is to stay in one of our dorms. So there are residences all around our campuses. In total, we have 4 campuses, all very close, they're all in the same district. And the dorms are basically all around them. The dorms that we have are in reality hotels that the university bought and renovated, so they still have all the traditional services that the hotel offers. So there is a receptionist 24-hour, maids that clean your room. All the rooms have the bathroom in the room. And it's also very safe because only if you have the Louis student badge, you can get in. If the dorm is not the option for you, then we also can, help you through our real estate agency that is called Casa Louis, that manages a lot of private apartments all around the campuses. We mentioned before the tutoring service, so I'm just, going to be quick about this and skip it. But I think that it's worth mentioning other 2 main services that we offer. On campus, you have the possibility to have Italian classes for free. We obviously offer at the language center of the university all the main languages of the UN, and also Portuguese and of course Italian as well. Together with that, if you like, we can match you with an Italian student that maybe is interested in practicing French. And you can just, have an exchange of language exchange partner. The second very important thing to mention is, our interest towards everything that is sustainability. And here I give you just a quick example. On campus, we are completely 100% plastic free. So when you guys come over here, we give you a welcome pack, with a backpack and everything. And there is also a bottle that you can just fill up at one of the fountains all around campus so that you do not have to waste, not use plastic. And also on campus, we have cars that are basically our own, and you can rent them through the app. So it's a car sharing service, and the cars are electrical. Last but not least, it's people that like me that work at the international offices over here. We have all had international experiences also as students. So we definitely understand what it means to be abroad, to be, far from your parents. It's very much fun, but it can be quite challenging. And for this reason, if you are, feeling low or, you need a little bit of support, you're feeling homesick, we have a counseling service for you. So psychologists and counselors are there for you to support you, and get back to just be happy and enjoy your university life. Another important thing that we have over here is the Sport Academy. We are very much into sport. So if you like practicing sport, you are more than welcome to try to join one of our teams. The Sport Academy has several layers, let's say, several levels. So obviously the top one is for professional student athletes. So if you are an athlete, and you compete at the national level, then you can apply and maybe even be granted a dedicated scholarship for students that are, particularly important and outstanding in that field. Here you just obviously see 3 of them, as you can guess, I guess, from what they're wearing. They competed at the Olympic Games representing Italy, and they study here with us, and obviously, they are fully supported. If you are still into sport, but not that much, you can still try to join one of our teams. There are some examinations, let's say, that are run at the very beginning of the academic year, and you can try to join them. Here you just see a couple of pictures of our campuses and facilities. It's obviously, not exactly the same as coming here and having an actual campus tour, but I hope it gives you a little bit an idea, feeling of how the university looks like and how it would be. All our campuses have, the same structure. They have a main villa surrounded by gardens that students can use. And there are a lot of, places on campus where you can just chill out. Right here, you see the Language Cafe, which is one of the favorite places from especially our international students, because it is run by one of our Irish professors, and he's always, very willing to just let students organize whatever they want at the Language Cafe. You also see, a tiny picture of how one of our rooms look like. This is one of our dorms, so that you can pretty much have an idea. Moving to the main part. So we have 3 bachelor programs, which are 100% in English. Consider that the university obviously is fully bilingual. So if you speak Italian, it's obviously always very welcome and better to get around and get to know also locals, etc. If you don't, you can learn it, so no worries. The bachelor programs, as mentioned before, are always 3 years over here in Italy. We have the program in economics and business, management and computer science, and PPE. In particular, the program in economics and business allows you to pick a major at the end of your 2nd year. We decided to structure it this way so that, students could just have in common the first 2 years, so that you can study a little bit of finance, economics and management, and then at the end of the 2nd year, pick your major and be more aware of what you're gonna study, and then, be successful when you decide to move on and study your master's degree. As you can see, every bachelor program has obviously gives students the possibility to go abroad. Of course, for you coming over here, that would already be quite international, but we strongly recommend students to be even more international and just, join one of our opportunities. As pretty much all the other universities, we are a member of the Erasmus program, so that's a way to go abroad. But otherwise, we also have some structured partnerships that allow you to spend 12 months in a partner university, and specifically the PPE program, as you can see, has a double degree with Sciences Po Bordeaux. So that's also a possibility as well. In terms of selection process, it's in a way kind of easy because everything is done online. There is no need for you to take an admission test. All you have to do is go online, upload some documents, and submit your application. The documents that we require, so that are mandatory, are very few. So you have to, give us your CV, which is built in the application. We need to see, obviously, your most recent transcripts, and you need to give us an email address of one of your teachers that we will reach out to, and that will be your reference, your sponsor. If you are thinking or have already taken an SAT or an ACT, IELTS, TOEFL, Italian certificates, that's obviously very much welcome. You can upload them on the platform, but they're not mandatory to apply. Then last but not least, we do have a bunch of scholarships for international students only. They are all merit-based, which means that all we look at is your, background, whatever you studied, the grades that you have in specific subjects, if you joined specific associations or clubs or activities related to the program you are applying for, etc. The scholarships are given together with the admission result. So also from that point of view, it's quite easy. So if you, decide to move forward and apply, hopefully you are admitted. And then in that case, we would get back to you and tell you, you have been admitted with this kind of scholarship. The scholarships that we have are basically 4 kinds. The smallest one covers one of 3 installments, so it's about 33%. The second best covers 2 installments out of 3. The one of the best, of course, covers the full tuition, and then we also have a scholarship that is tuition plus accommodation in one of the dorm and the canteen as well on campus. So I hope this was, a pretty good overview. I tried to squeeze everything in, so I tried to be quite quick. Here you have my contact details. I'm going to share it also in the chat, so you can just copy and paste it if you like. And I'm also going to share the contact link to my calendar. So, if afterwards in the next few days you want to book a meeting, a one-on-one meeting with me, and you want to ask specific questions, I'll be very happy to support you the best I can. Thank you for listening. And if you have questions, of course, I'm here.
Maria Palma, thank you very, very much for your presentation. Perfect time management, by the way, so congratulations.
Thanks.
Great presentation. Again, participants, please do not hesitate to utilize the chat for your questions about the system, about universities. It is open, 3 languages. Italiano, French, Francais, English, any language, we will answer to you. And now we move from Rome to Milan. We have 2 universities of Milan tonight. So the first is IULM. So I give the floor immediately to Maria and Gabriele for your presentation. The floor is yours, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Paolo Codazzi, to the consul, and to everybody who's listening right now. My name is Maria, and I work in the International Admissions Office of Università ULM, and I'm here tonight with my colleague Gabriele.
Hi everybody, welcome here, and thank you for the invitation that has been very highly appreciated also this year. So this would be a great opportunity to introduce you all to the courses, to our university, and to the facilities of this campus. So thanks again and enjoy the presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabriele, as well. One thing that I'd like to stress is that if you've got any questions, you can ask them in the chat, not just about the things we will discuss tonight, that will cover an overview about the university, the courses that we offer, and then we'll end up with the admission requirements, the tuition fees, and the scholarship opportunities. But you can ask us also questions regarding the student's life, because both me and Gabriele have been students of Università ULM. Well, Gabriele a little more recently than I did because I'm older, but I can still remember my experience as a student. In this first slide, you can see just a few numbers regarding our university. Very similarly to the presentation you just heard before, we are a medium-sized university, a little smaller, of course, that it's private. It's a private university, non-for-profit, based in Milan. What I mean by non-for-profit but private is that students do pay tuition fees in order to attend Università ULM, but those fees are entirely reinvested within the institution. Other numbers that might be interesting for you is that we're made out of 7 buildings. The university is actually an American-style campus, so all the buildings that are part of the university are around one street. That doesn't just simplify your life as a student, but also ensures the highest standard of safety. The entire campus is surrounded by guards, people of the university, and of course within the campus, part of the buildings are the 2 residence dorms where our student can live. The university is located in Romolo ULM, so we also have a stop of the metro station. And if you've ever visited Milan, the location is quite close to Navigli, so a very nice area for young people as well. If we move on to the next slide, you can see also that we're based in Milan. But for this, I'd like to ask Gabriele to share with us a little more about Milano.
Yeah, sure. As a student, so back in the days, Milan has been the most suitable city in order to carry out an experience as a university student. This reason is due to the fact that in this city, students can fully experience different aspects of life that are not only related to university studies. And also, especially for international students, this is a plus because they can deepen or start to learn Italian and the culture that characterizes this wonderful land. And here you can find some keywords referred to the city of Milan that are cultural heritage, museums, events, fashion, as you already know, and fine living too. So all these experiences will have a plus and a positive impact on the life as a university students. Also, Milan is located in the northern of Italy, and the region is called Lombardy, which is actually pretty important for Italian economy as well. Switching to the university, you can see here a picture of our campus and also some very interesting points. So the first one is, of course, the international dimension we are talking about. So more than 150 partner universities have an agreement with us. This means that students can decide to take a semester abroad or a full academic year abroad, or also some double degrees are available so that students can spend, well, as I was saying, a period abroad, carry out their activities there and have their activities recognized once back in ULM. And this is, of course, a plus for students who would like to study or to learn Italian while attending ULM, but also maybe to learn a new language and a new culture that can be related to Europe or a worldwide level. Also, career is at the core of ULM, and for this reason we have developed a career service office that is dedicated to helping and supporting students while they're studying and also after they graduate. So this means that on the one hand, the career service office helps students to get traineeship or internship during their academic career. And also, on the other hand, it is possible to develop and to find jobs through our career office. So this is quite important also considering the employment rate after 1 year of graduation. So this is extremely at our core, so to say. Also, some guidance services are very present in our universities because as I was mentioning before, the core is the student. So we are not talking about a university with thousands of students, but a university in which students actually matter and have a name and a surname. And for this reason, we have developed different services, as for example, counseling services, peer tutoring services, but also services dedicated to students with difficulties in learning, for example. So this was just a quick overview that has been introduced before, so I will just skip the education system that we have very clear right now, and we will switch to the activities that our university carried out during this pandemic that we are facing since the beginning of the year. So since the very beginning, the university and professors have been right on track in order to switch online in-presence lessons to online lectures. And this was made in order to guarantee students with full lectures in order not to lose any of them. So since the very first week, lectures have been converted online. Students could attend their lectures from home and feeling as if they were in our university, even if this wasn't the case. But also some meetings have been developed and implemented as for psychological counseling, mindfulness sessions, or peer-to-peer meetings. That is a very important service that we do offer in which students, senior students, meaning that they're attending master's degree programs, can help new students or freshmen in order to deal with the university or in order to understand how does the reality of the university work. Also, some specific training on distance learning techniques have been provided not only to students, but also to professors. So everyone was fully able to use all different platforms we have taken into account for this period. So switching to the focus and the core point of this presentation, we have here all the bachelor's degrees. So as mentioned before, all the programs that are carried out as a first level after high school. These bachelor degrees lasts for 3 years and can be related in different sectors. So the first thing that we have to say about ULM University is that communication is the milestone, so to say, meaning that communication plays a very important role, and this will be applied into different sectors, as we will see just very shortly. So on the first box, we have the Italian taught courses, in which we have communication that you will find everywhere, not only in the title, but also in the programs and in the study of plan. And meaning that, for example, the course in interpreting and communication is aimed at providing students with full details and techniques concerning interpreting settings and translator settings in which they can carry out this profession in the future. So the graduate from this course will be professional in language and communication, translation, and interpreting. Also, we have to consider the bachelor program in communication, media, and advertising. That is maybe the more creative one, so to say. On this course, students have the opportunity to, on the one hand, experience hands-on activities, create practical things, and on the other hand, they will have many different lessons dedicated to a theoretical approach. So how does the communication work? What is the impact of communication on the current world, on the current society? And most of all, how does social media work? So how can social media be used in a proper way in order to create a company, to boost a company, or how can advertising be used in this sense? Corporate communication and public relations, on the other hand, that you can see also in the second box, is offered both in Italian and in English. This means that also international students who are not studying Italian yet will have the chance to learn and to attend this course that is developed at an international level, not only considering that it is English taught, as I mentioned, but also considering the fact that the landscape, so to say, of different corporations and companies are taken into account, not only on an Italian level, but also on an international one. And also during this bachelor, students will have the chance to carry out some traineeship or internship, not only in Italy, but also abroad. And this is related to marketing, communication, sociology, for example, and economics. So all different subjects that can be very useful as for communication in companies. Switching to another field, another area of interest, we can talk about tourism management and culture, in which communication plays an important role for the promotion and the understanding of the territory that we're living in, considering that Italy has a great share, well, produced by tourism, so to say. We also have introduced some activities in order to understand how tourism will work and have been working during this year that has been very particular. And also the bachelor degree in arts, media and cultural events is dedicated to arts, of course, so the communication of arts, how can masterpieces be communicated, how are museums organized, and how can communication have an impact on this field. And last but not least, a course that is brand new one that we started this year is dedicated to fashion, also considering the fact that Milan is, so to say, the capital of fashion, maybe. And this has a great impact considering the role played by fashion and role of communication in this sense. So all these programs can be characterized not only by the language of tuition, that can be Italian or English, as I said, but starting from the second year of each of these courses, students will have the opportunity to choose another language as elective course to add, so that they will learn Italian, for example, if they're international students, and if they wish another language too. Following the bachelor's degree, master's degree are also available. We do have also some Italian taught master's degree and English taught master's degree. So everyone is understood and designed as the natural following the second part of the bachelor's degree. So we had interpreting and communication, we have specialized translation and conference interpreting now. And focusing on English programs, the one of corporate communication develops into strategic communication. So in this case, students will have greater chance to deepen their knowledge as far as communication is concerned on an entrepreneurial level. And also, this is something new, the course in hospitality and tourist management. Well, it is also, in this case, the second part of the bachelor's degree, even if the bachelor's degree is Italian taught and this one is English taught. So the international point of view is here, of course, taken into account. Also, last but not least, we do have different masters. That is something that has been explained at the very beginning. So courses that can be accessed after the bachelor's degree and that are focusing on a specific sector with specific competencies, and these last very short, so just 1 year maximum. And yeah, I think that I can give the floor back to Maria so that she can introduce all the admission requirements, both for bachelor and masters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gabriele. I'm really sorry to get back on the floor to say the boring part of the presentation, but I have to thank you for sharing your point of view and your perspective on the courses that Università IULM offers. The admission procedure, as far as the admission procedure is concerned, it's super easy. You heard at the beginning the basic requirements to get admitted in any Italian university. They are reflected in this slide as well. The minimum are 12 years of schooling, and we require proficiency in the language the course is taught in. The entire procedure can be done online. We have a dedicated application platform, which, in case you're interested in applying, is the first step for you to do. Google apply.iulm.it, upload your documents, we will evaluate them, and then as soon as possible, we will then invite you to take the admission test, which can as well be taken entirely online. Couldn't be easier than that. At the end of this presentation, you'll also see our contact details. We follow students from the very first moment they approach Università IULM up until they graduate, and then we still are in touch with them afterwards. In the next slide, you will see the admission requirements for master's degrees, but I'll skip it for tonight because I know it's not of your interest, but I'll move on to the tuition fees and financial aid opportunities. As we saw at the beginning, we said at the beginning, the university is a private institution, so students do pay tuition fees. For bachelor's degree, there is a flat rate that applies of 8,400 euros per academic year, divided into 3 installments. I managed to say it. But students, international students especially, can benefit from several financial aid opportunities. The most popular one is a 50% tuition reduction, purely based on merit. So what you're doing this year will be crucial for you to get this 50% tuition reduction. On top of it, we also offer, just based on merit and on how quick you apply for this opportunity, a discounted rate on accommodation. We mentioned before the 2 residence dorms inside our campus. Students, international students, can benefit from this discounted rate for 280 euros per month. And I'm sure that you know that Milan is a quite expensive city, and this is a bargain, I'd say. On top of it, any student, including international students, can also apply for DSU regional scholarship, which in this case is based on merit and income requirements. Well, if of course all these financial aid opportunities that you see in the slide can be summed up one another, so it's not one or the other, but you can apply for them all and get them all. I know the time is running very fast. So towards the end, here you see the last few facts about the university. It's just 10 minutes away from Duomo, just by train, of course. There are plenty of services for students. At the next slide, you see our contact details. We do offer, of course, help via email, but one of the core parts of my job is to get in touch with students every second via WhatsApp. So the WhatsApp number that you see on the screen, it's always with me. Of course, if you message at midnight on a Saturday night, I might not answer straight away, but I tend to be quite quick. For all the other questions, of course, me and Gabriele will be here, so we will be more than pleased to answer to any of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria and Gabriele. And just for your information, in Milan at the moment, the discotheques and restaurants are closed. So Maria will answer also at midnight Saturday night of your questions. So thank you very
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for your presentation. Students, you will realize that we don't have only excellent universities in Italy, but also fantastic city where to live. Rome, Milan, we are going to have Florence a little bit later tonight. We had other nice cities in the other days. So the choice is very difficult. With this, I thank again Maria and Gabriele of ULM, and I switch the floor close to ULM, still in Milan. Anna Balgera of University of Milan, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Codazzi, and thank you to all students that are here tonight. It's a big pleasure for me to be here and to have the chance to share with you some information about my university. And I really hope you will have the chance to come into Milan and to study with us if you want to. So this is my presentation. I will be quite short because I know the time is limited. And so just to start, I would like to share with you a very short video in order to present some pictures of my university, and then I will briefly introduce you the university. So.
Anna, vediamo sempre la prima slide. Anna, vediamo sempre la prima slide, il video è fermo.
Ah, ok.
Magari può continuare.
Scusate, un attimo. Interrompi, riprendo la condivisione.
Ci siamo.
Ok.
Ok.
Scusate. No, perché si è fermato, scusate. Allora.
Non c'è audio, ma se Anna vuole commentare quello che stiamo vedendo, può essere utile. In una telecronaca.
Okay, so this was just a brief video to give you an idea of my university and also to share with you some picture of Università degli Studi di Milano. So my name is Anna and I work for University of Milan. We are a big public university, so on the contrary to to other universities that have been here today, we are a public university and we are very big. In fact, we have more than 60,000 students enrolled. We are the third biggest university in Italy and one of the biggest university in Europe. We are very high in ranking at the world level and also in Italy. We are the 5th university in Italy according to QS ranking. Our main focus is the quality of teaching and the quality of research in our university. We cover almost all fields of study except for architecture and engineering that in Milan are covered by Politecnico University. So of course we do not have this field, but we have all other fields. And one of our main distinct key is that we are located really in the city center of Milan. Our main building is located just 5 minutes walk away from Duomo, which is the main square of Milan. And it's a very, very nice building because it's a historical one. I will briefly give you 2 words about that. Again, since we are very focused on research, we are the only university part of the LERU League, which means the League of European Research Universities, which are the universities that are really focused on research, like us. Just a few words regarding our building. We have many courses offered, both at bachelor and at master and a PhD level. So we really have a lot of programs, more than 140 programs in total. Part of these lessons are held in the main building, which is called Cagranda, means big house. It is one of the most historically significant building in Milan. It was built in the Renaissance time by a Florence architecture, and it was the first public hospital in Europe. So it is very, very nice building. It has been partly destroyed during Second World War, but fortunately, it has been reconstructed. So it is really very, very nice also to be here and to work here. In this building, rectorate take place, and also lessons of humanistic studies, so humanities area, and law. All other courses and faculties take place not in this building, but in other campuses all around Milan. We have so many faculties and so many students that, of course, we need more than one campus. The other campuses are located just all around Milan, especially in the east part of the city, where we have the campus called Città Studi, means where all scientific faculties take place. This is just to give you an idea of the courses and the faculties that we have as the University of Milan. As you can see, we cover almost all fields of study, especially for what concerns medicine and surgery. We are very, very strong. This is one of our first faculty founded. Just to mention, our university was founded in 1924. Compared to other Italian public universities like Bologna or Pavia, we are not so old, but we are very, very big, and our international reputation has always been very high since the very beginning. Another course that is very, very popular among our students is law, because we are one of the university in Italy most internationally appreciated for law course, and also political, economic, and social science. In this presentation, I wanted also to underline our strong connection with French and French universities. Just to mention, we are very, very internationally oriented. We have more than 5,000 students, international students enrolled, but also a lot of students that come here as mobility students. In fact, we have more than 1,000 agreements through all Europe with other European universities, both for what concerns Erasmus program, but also other mobility programs that we host that are very important for us, and that involve many, many students in this program. We are especially proud of our double degree programs that involve many French universities like Université de Strasbourg, de Paris Diderot, di Cergy-Pontoise, Grenoble-Alpes, SM Marseille, d'Avignon, Pays de Vaucluse, and Toulouse-Capitole. This program that has double degree are mostly master's program or single cycle program like law, but also a bachelor program. This is very interesting because our students have the chance, enrolled in this program, have the chance to study in Italy and to spend a part of their degree abroad, also 1 year in some cases. At the end, they can have a degree that is valid both here in Italy and abroad, in this case in France. Another important thing is our strategic partnership with France, with many, for some partnership program in particular, like these two that are concentrated on education and multicultural Europe. Of course, in this program takes part not only students, but also professors and all academic community. Another thing we are very proud of is our 4AU Alliance. We are in fact starting from last year, so to 2019, we are part of 4AU Plus Alliance, which is very important for us. We are partnered together with Sorbonne Université, but also Charles University in Prague, Copenhagen University, Heidelberg, and Warsaw. The aim of this program is to create a joint educational path throughout these 6 universities that enhance mobility through exchanges that involves not only students, but also not only bachelor students, but also master's students and PhD students. So the entire academic community. The 4 flags, we call it like this, around which the program is born are health, Europe, information sciences, and sustainable development. So around these 4 big areas are created a lot of a very wide range kinds of educational offer, like, for example, workshop, individual courses, but also, for example, semester. So our students can decide to take part into this kind of mobility also for a very short period, like, for example, a week, but also very long, so like a semester. And this is very nice because it really enhance our students to go abroad and to have this kind of joint educational path with these other very important 5 universities in Europe. Again, talking about France, we have many agreements, Erasmus agreement with more than 40 French universities. Our students are very willing to go to Erasmus. In fact, we have more than 1,000 agreements, as I already said, and more than 700 students that every year choose to take to be part of Erasmus program and want to go abroad and spend a period of study abroad, especially in France. This is just for some data of our students. More than 170 students went to France last academic year. So a big part of our exchange students want to go to France, and this is very nice because it really underlines our strength and the relationship, the partnership with the French university. Just few words about specifically about my university, and how to enroll. So we offer programs both at bachelor and at master level that are entirely taught in English, more than 24 courses. And of course, students are very welcome to, international students are very welcome also to courses that are taught in Italian language. We require our students to have at least B2 level for Italian language and a B2 level also for English if they want to join one of our program entirely taught in English. Most part of our programs, especially the master level, are open to admission. It means that there is not an admission test, but it's a case-by-case evaluation of each candidature. Students need to apply through our website, so entirely online, starting January from March until June or July, depending on the program chosen. They can apply online, uploading the documents required. Generally speaking, is a CV, is a motivation letter, and of course, English proficiency certification if they want to study in English, or Italian proficiency certification. And generally speaking, it's also required a motivation letter and some presentation letters. With that documents, professors can evaluate a student's candidature and decide if admit or not to the master's program. For what concerns bachelor programs, generally speaking, there is an admission test that can be very different on the basis of the program chosen, because for example, for medicine and for veterinary medicine or dentistry, of course, there is an admission test that is decided on national basis. But for other programs, almost all the other programs, it's a different kind of test which is called toll test, and it's not so difficult. So places available are written into the call for application that is always published on our website. Just a few words again. Our fees are very low because, of course, we are a public university and we want to give all our students the chance to study with us. For what concerns international students, they pay on the basis of their citizenship. So for what concerns French students, they pay 2,000 euros per year in 2 installments, 2,000 euro in total. Apart from this, we also have many kinds of scholarship programs, some based on merit, other based on income or both. We also have residencies and accommodation possibilities for our students. They are given on the basis of the call for application. So international students are generally more likely to get this housing solution because, of course, they are far from home and generally speaking, their income are lower than Italian ones. So it's much easier for them to be settled in this accommodation sites. Just a few words again. We are very active. We have a sports center. We have an orchestra and a choir, if you like music. We have special tickets and opportunities for our international students to attend the theaters of cinema or a museum. And we also have an office that entirely deals with international students and another office that really help our students to find an internship, find a job after graduation, and also can support students that have this need with psychological support. So can really give all students a support and be helpful to them. So just to finish, I think this is what all I wanted to say. These are our contacts, so please do not hesitate to contact us even later on. I'm also more than happy to meet you in one-to-one appointments. Just write me an email and we will meet for a scheduled appointment. I will be more than happy to have a chat with you and to clarify all your doubts or all your questions. So thank you again for your attention, and I really hope to hear from you in the near future. Thank you again, and I think I can give back the floor to Paolo.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much for Milan. You can put maybe the details of your email address on the chat, so students can have a look on it. In the meantime, last one but not least, we are moving to Florence, Firenze, Università di Firenze. So Beatrice and Cristina, the floor is for you. And you know that the slides will be turned by us, so you will tell us when it is time to move the slides. The floor is yours.
So thank you so much for your invitation. And my name is Beatrice Gambineri, and I'm here to introduce the Scuola di Giurisprudenza of the University of Florence. Please excuse me, but this evening I prefer to speak French. It is easier for me. So, bonjour à tous, et bon, je suis là pour vous présenter l'école de la Scuola di Giurisprudenza. Si vous pouvez avancer, s'il vous plaît, un petit peu avec le slide. Donc, la Scuola di Giurisprudenza offre plusieurs cursus. Vous voyez, nous avons les corso di laurea magistrale a ciclo unico in giurisprudenza. C'est un cours qui a une durée de 5 années. Vous pouvez avancer, s'il vous plaît. Oui, encore. On est presque arrivé. Bon, merci. Voilà, c'est un cours qui a une durée de 5 années. Donc, tous les cours sont dispensés en langue italienne, mais il y a une offre en langue anglaise aussi. En plus, vous pouvez partir à l'étranger, en Erasmus, mais nous avons aussi des accords avec des universités dans le sud de l'Amérique et tout ça. Donc, à la fin du parcours, vous pouvez aller exercer toutes les professions judiciaires et juridiques, notamment devenir avocat, notaire, pourquoi pas magistrat, mais c'est possible aussi devenir dirigeant dans l'administration publique ou bien dans des entreprises ou entrer dans les organisations européennes, internationales et tout ça. Nous avons aussi des cours binationaux et moi je suis là pour vous présenter les cours, la double maîtrise franco-italienne. En fait, nous avons un accord avec l'Université de Paris 1, Panthéon-Sorbonne. Depuis l'an 2000, nous avons construit un cursus qui offre comme cours binationaux la possibilité d'obtenir simultanément une double formation en droit français et en droit italien. Le cours a une durée de 5 années. C'est une formation complète, exigeante, bien sûr, qui aboutit à la délivrance de tous les diplômes. Du côté de l'Université de Florence, la laurea magistrale in giurisprudenza italiane e francese qui correspond à la laurea magistrale, donc qui peut vous permettre d'entrer dans toutes les professions, comme je disais avant. En fait, c'est parfaitement équivalente à la laurea magistrale in giurisprudenza. Et du côté français, la licence en droit, parcours franco-italien, la maîtrise en droit, mention droit français, droit étranger, parcours droit français, droit italien, les masters en droit, mention droit français, droit étranger, parcours juriste international. Donc, les parcours est plutôt être complète. Donc, les 2 premières années se déroulent à Florence, la 3e et la 4e année à Paris, dans les mêmes conditions des autres étudiants, des étudiants qui suivent le parcours classique. La 5e année, en fait, est un peu spéciale parce qu'on offre aux étudiants la possibilité de faire différents choix parce que les étudiants peuvent décider de rester à Paris ou bien partir à Florence ou bien partir sous réserve de l'accord d'une commission pédagogique, de partir à mobilité internationale pendant 1 ou 2 semestres dans une 13e université, une université partenaire de Paris 1, dans une 3e langue. Et c'est prévu que ça peut être une mobilité semestrielle ou annuelle, tous les deux. Au terme de la double formation, les diplômés peuvent exercer toutes les professions juridiques et judiciaires, non seulement en Italie, mais en France aussi, ou bien au niveau européen et international. Donc, en ce qui concerne l'Université de Florence, les enseignements à l'Université de Florence sont plutôt nombreux. Donc, il y a les cours magistraux qui sont des cours de 4 jusqu'à 6 heures par semaine, selon les matières. Il y a aussi des séminaires. À Florence, les étudiants suivent une partie de leurs cours avec les étudiants de la laurea magistrale in giurisprudenza. Donc, aux étudiants est offert la possibilité de se mélanger avec les étudiants italiens. Mais il y a aussi plusieurs cours qui sont leur réservés ou qui ils suivent avec les étudiants de la double maîtrise italo-allemande, parce que nous avons aussi un accord avec l'Université de Cologne. Donc, en première année, nous avons le cours de droit constitutionnel, économie politique, droit privé, droit pénal, droit romain, histoire du droit. À la deuxième année, il y a les cours du droit administratif, droit du travail, droit commercial, droit de l'Union européenne. Donc, c'est une formation vraiment complète. En ce qui concerne les examens, donc les contrôles des connaissances, le système italien prévoit des examens à l'oral. Donc, il y a 2 sessions d'examen par an et en général, la première session va commencer bientôt parce qu'elle commence fin décembre jusqu'à fin février. La seconde va commencer au mois de juin jusqu'à fin juillet. Les examens se déroulent presque tous en forme d'oraux. Pendant les sessions d'examen, les professeurs établissent à peu près 4 dates auxquelles les étudiants peuvent se présenter pour passer leur examen. Et en fait, il n'y a pas une limite. Ça veut dire que vous pouvez vous présenter, réessayer les examens sans limitation. La notation est sur 30 et il faut obtenir un minimum de 18 pour valider l'examen. En cas d'échec, l'étudiant donc peut se représenter à la date suivante. En ce qui concerne la 3e et 4e année, donc l'enseignement à la Sorbonne, l'enseignement est d'environ 20 heures par semaine. Il y a les cours magistraux qui ont une durée de 3 heures chaque semaine. Et dans les cours magistraux, il y a aussi les travaux dirigés, les esercitazioni, qui ont une durée à peu près d'1 heure et demie par matière chaque semaine. Et à Paris aussi, les étudiants suivent une partie des enseignements avec les étudiants du cursus classique et une partie avec les autres étudiants du collège international, donc avec les étudiants des autres double maîtrises, parce que Paris a une très longue tradition de double maîtrise. Donc, en 3e année, il y a les matières avec travaux dirigés, qui sont les grandes matières, les droits administratifs, les droits civils, les droits de société. Et il y a aussi les matières sans travaux dirigés, donc les droits internationaux, les droits pénals généraux, les droits fiscaux généraux, les procédures civiles. Et après, en 4e année, nous avons les droits internationaux privés, droits civils, relations individuelles de travail. Ça, ce sont les grandes matières. Et après, parmi les matières sans travaux dirigés, il y a l'histoire de la pensée juridique, les droits comparés, l'histoire de la vie politique, etc. La 5e année est l'année du Master 2 juriste international. Donc, cette année, comme je disais avant, c'est une année spéciale. Donc, les étudiants peuvent choisir de rester à Paris, s'inscrire suivre les enseignements qui sont délivrés par Paris 1. Donc, il y a des matières qui sont obligatoires, les droits comparés, les droits constitutionnels, la procédure civile, mais les étudiants peuvent choisir aussi des autres enseignements parmi les autres Master 2 qui sont offerts par Paris 1, ou bien ils peuvent choisir de partir à l'étranger pendant un semestre, le premier semestre, le 2e semestre, ou pour toute l'année, pour une année entière. Mais de toute façon, c'est obligatoire le stage et la discussion d'un rapport de stage à Paris. Et c'est obligatoire aussi la rédaction de la thèse di laurea qui doit être présentée et doit être discutée en Italie devant une commission des professeurs italiens. Donc, c'est une formation sélective. On admet 50 étudiants chaque année. On fait une double sélection, une première sélection à Paris, on admet maximum 25 étudiants, et une deuxième sélection à Florence. La commission est toujours la même, c'est une commission formée par les représentants de 2 partenaires de 2 universités. Il y a une phase de présélection. Chaque université peut donc réaliser une présélection sur un dossier. Donc, on examine les bulletins scolaires, la lettre de motivation qu'on vous demande. Et après, pour ceux qui sont admis, il y a une phase d'admission. Donc, il y a des entretiens. Il y a une épreuve à l'écrit et il y a un entretien pour évaluer la connaissance linguistique, mais aussi la motivation, la personnalité, oui, en général la culture des candidats. Donc, tous les candidats qui sont admis entreprennent un parcours commun parce que tous les étudiants qui sont admis commencent leur parcours à Florence. Ils se retrouvent tous ensemble à Florence et commencent leur parcours à Florence, après Paris et après peut-être à l'étranger. Donc, c'est un parcours, c'est une formation très, très intéressante, pas seulement d'un point de vue académique, parce que c'est vrai qu'elle vous offre plein de possibilités. Elle ouvre, c'est une formation qui ouvre aux étudiants des possibilités d'entrer dans certains milieux qui sont difficiles à rejoindre en passant par les formations classiques. Mais c'est un parcours très intéressant d'un point de vue humain aussi, parce que vous avez la possibilité d'habiter, de passer 2 années en Italie ou en France et de connaître donc la culture, les traditions d'un pays différent de votre pays d'origine. Donc, c'est très tard, j'arrête. Je vous remercie. Je suis bien sûr ici, je suis là si jamais il y a des questions. Merci.
Le slide stanno scorrendo, c'è qualche altro commento sulle slide? Beatrice?
Mi avete sentita?
Sì,
Ah, d'accord.
certo. Adesso però,
parce que tout est disparu, je n'étais pas sûre.
non, on a bien vu, on est en train de voir les slides qui sont en train de passer les autres slides. Vous avez d'autres commentaires sur les slides qui sont en train de suivre?
Non, c'est déjà très tard, ça ne vaut pas la peine. Non, ça va.
Parfait.
Je vous laisse le
Okay.
slide si vous pouvez le charger sur le site. Mais...
Absolument, absolument, d'accord. So, thank you very much. Università di Firenze was the last one of tonight. We are absolutely on time, so you have been great in your time management. And I thank all of course, the presenters of university and the students. The chat is still open if you have to ask other questions. other questions, you know that the presentation has been recorded, so will be available very soon, or for sure on the YouTube channel of the Italian Embassy, and maybe somewhere else. We will see, and we will of course inform all of you. We'll try to get all the slides and send to all participants as well. And so if since this is the end, I wish you a great evening. Thank you very much for attending, speakers, students, and for those of you that are enrolled tomorrow, registered tomorrow. See you for the last event tomorrow, during which we are going to have other 4 excellent Italian universities. Thank you very, very much, and good evening from all of us. Ciao.